What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. See, I told you I'd film another video. Didn't believe me, huh? Okay. I wanted to do a video that is a little different. I wanted to try to recreate a Pinterest makeup video. Or not a makeup video. What am I doing? What am I talking about? A picture. A Pinterest picture. And it's this look or her. Nowhere near as good as this girl. But I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest. I look like a pale ass right now. You know, haven't been out of the house really to do anything. Haven't put eyelashes on in for 3 weeks and I can't, get them on correctly. I'm just a whole ass mess. But yeah, with the title of the video, I do talk about some heavy things. If you don't want to hear anything gross, too much detail, don't watch it. Don't watch this video. But yeah, let me go ahead and get started. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started in the video. I hope you guys like it. Yep. And I hope you guys like this video of a pale this that hasn't been outside and is going into insured. Alright guys, so as you can see from the title, I am going to try to recreate a makeup look off of Pinterest. And I mean like just the eyes. We are going to attempt something like that. I have the purple and the yellow. The only thing I don't think I have is the yellow liner. I think I ran out of that a few months ago and I forgot to get another thing of it. We'll figure it out. Improvise. So I already did my eyebrows on screen or off screen. I did my eyebrows off of the camera because that's just not important. And then I moisturized my face already. I'm not going to do my foundation first because since I am doing colored eyeshadow, I don't want the fallout to mess up the foundation. So what I am going to do is conceal my eyes. And the only reason why I'm going to do this is because since I am doing color, color always stains your eyes, so this kind of helps prevent that a little bit. And I want it to stick, and concealer makes it sticky. At least in my eyes, I don't like to use just an eye primer when I do color. And I'm honestly kind of scared to do this look. I haven't played with color in a month or so, like color like that, deep color. I did a little color look in Disneyland, but it was super simple and super easy, and it took me like 20 minutes, where this is a lot of blending. A lot of these looks on Pinterest though are so good, like they're so talented. I don't know, like it just takes practice to do that all. And I mean, kudos to them to do it. Okay, so I have the 3 possible palettes that I will be digging into. The first one is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. God, it's so white, you can't even see here. And this one is basically, like, I don't think I will need another palette, but like, it's gorgeous. And then I also have the Life's a Drag. It's really messy, it's really beaten up, but by Manny, and I pulled it out because I really like that yellow. I've used it before and it's like really like heavy pigmented. And then I just have this one. It is 25L Live in Color by Morphe, and I just have this because of the color. I don't really like the purple in it though. The yellow is nice, but if I need to, there it is. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just start off with a transition color. Like a light around just so that it's not heavy. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with the transition color first, just to, I don't want to just throw on purple right away. It doesn't look like she does what I'm doing. I guess kind of. Just something light because it looks like she uses pink. Like she doesn't just go straight into purple. So I'm going to go in with the Jaclyn Hill palette and go in with the Perfectionist color. And just kind of put it in the crease. Today's Easter, and even though we can't do anything, I have some stuff planned. We are going to color eggs. Normally I know people usually do it like a day before Easter or 2 days before Easter, but I didn't do it his first year because he was still a little too young. I did it last year and we did it on Easter. I just think it gives us more things to do. And since like we don't have a really big family, I like to just kind of keep like our holidays busy with little family traditions. So obviously like when we have more kids, it would continue to be on Easter, and it would just be like a thing we do. We color eggs on Easter day. And then we have confetti eggs. I know a lot of people make them. I don't have the patience to make them or the time. I guess I did have the time this quarantine, but I don't have the patience to make them. So I actually just buy them. They're like $1 something. And then last year we only got like 2 packs. And I thought that would have been enough for him, but he loved it and wanted more. So this year we have 4. So we're just gonna go into like the parking lot of our apartment complex and throw them at each other. So yeah, we throw them at each other, and it's really fun. Like he's very like, he's like a boy. He likes to throw things, and he loves it, and it makes a mess, and like sometimes we'll just like crack it over his head, and it's fun. And then rather than doing a daytime egg hunt, we usually, like, our apartments has like a little playground, but you can't really play on the playground right now, so we're not going to go there because he will want to go on there. So I decided to do a glow-in-the-dark egg hunt. How I'm going to do that is just, I have like mini egg, like mini glow sticks, and I'm going to stick them in the eggs tonight, and then when it's dark outside and the house is dark, then we're going to hide the eggs and turn off the lights, and then that's how I was going to find the eggs. Just a little spin on it. Just a little spin on something to do differently, because I can't really do much right now. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with the purple, or she went in with the pink. So I'm going to probably use the same palette and go in with Lolly Mama. Yeah, it's Lolly Mama. Yeah. And this is just going to go up really here, and I'm just going to keep blending it until it's not so harsh. But if you have any cool like traditions to do with like Easter, especially if you have like one kid, I mean, we're not gonna have one kid forever, but especially if you don't have a big family. I mean, like, my husband has a big family, but as you know, we don't see them very often. And that's probably won't ever change. And Hezekiah is actually the youngest in my family. So, and we don't really see my family very often. We're very spread apart. We don't have like a big family anymore. We're all across everywhere, not very close. So, after my last video, I had realized my scalp was so dry, and it was just, my hair looked so dry and dead. My hair looks so dry and dead, and I had originally planned to get a haircut at the end of March, but obviously that didn't happen either. And now, like, I had to change my shampoo and conditioner because my scalp was so dry, and I just decided that since I'm inside, I'm not really going to straighten my hair as much, and you know, just let it have a rest. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of let it rest. I don't obviously wash it every day, but my hair is the type of hair that is so curly that in order for me to do anything to it, it has to be wet. So it usually stays up in a bun, and I'll let it out like for a few hours and just kind of like put some products in my hair to help it with life. All right, I'm gonna go in with the purple now. So I'm gonna go in with the light purple first. So we let's look at the other purple. Yeah, I'm gonna use the same palette and go in with Therapy Sesh. It's a really nice light purple, but pretty purple, and I'm gonna keep that in my crease. I feel like this is not gonna be as bright as hers, but that's okay. And I feel like this would be just like a transition shade to the purple. Because like looking at her picture, I don't think she goes straight in for a dark purple right after the pink. I kind of just brought it down a little bit from the crease so it's not so harsh. Right in there. Okay, so from the title as well, I also want to talk about something that's kind of still super fresh. I don't really use YouTube as like, oh, I'm gonna, make it on YouTube and do all this and that. No, I've kind of used it as not a therapy sesh, but like an outlet. Just to talk about things without, getting a response. Sometimes it's nice to talk and not get a response. And most people will give you a response. So I've talked about my postpartum after Hezekiah. I've talked about my anxiety and depression that was, that resulted from it after. I've talked about my issues with my in-laws that are still going on. And so when I was going through this experience, I realized that there was not a lot of outlets, or I feel like it isn't really talked about a lot. There's still a lot of unknown. So I thought, what better way to help that is. So at the beginning of the year, like end of December, beginning of January, we had decided to try to have a baby. And I got my period in January, which was super disappointing, but we just tried, so I wasn't too hard on myself. And February came around, and I was like a day late, and I'm never a day late. I'm always either a day early, but I'm all a day early or on time, and I'm never late. So I took a test, and I took 3 tests actually, and they came out positive. So obviously we were super excited. I'm going with the purple now. Obviously we were super, super excited. Super fast. And going based off of my last period, then, when I had found out, it was still about 4 weeks. And that's really early. Even though with Hezekiah, I found out at 5 weeks. But, we had plans with our friends, or before the quarantine, at least every other weekend. And we're the ones who can drink. So, of course, I had to tell my friends, because if they don't see me drinking, they're going to know. So I had told them what was up. They knew we were trying anyways. And then, Hezekiah heard us talking about it, and then his new favorite sentence was my baby, or mommy's baby, and like touching his stomach. So, he goes to daycare where I work, and I didn't really want them to find that out. Also, find that out like that. And also with Hezekiah, I had terrible, terrible morning sickness where, like, if I had to throw up, I had to run to the bathroom. Like, there was no time to, like, call for help. And my work, I I can't just run to the bathroom. Like, I have to call them and they have to come release me, and it's a little difficult. So obviously if I was going to experience that, I wanted them to know why I was doing it, not like just to not work. You know, they also knew that we were trying. So yeah, we were super excited. We planned for my appointment after our Disney trip. It was like 4 days after we got back. We went in for the ultrasound, the first ultrasound, which technically would have been 8 weeks. And it took her a while to find a heartbeat, but the heartbeat was really strong, and she had determined that I think she thought I conceived later than expected. So I was measuring not at 8 weeks, but at 6 weeks. So she had said, you know, come back in 2 to 3 weeks. We'll measure, make sure, you know, the baby should be, you know, measuring at that time. She wasn't too concerned. She said the 2 outcomes could be either I just conceived later, or the baby isn't growing up to date. Like it's kind of, you know, taking longer to grow. So I made the appointment, and of course the quarantine happened. So what had to happen was I would have to go to the appointment by myself, and that was scary because we wouldn't know the outcome, and I didn't really want to do it alone, but I had no other choice. So of course, you know, I went, and I feel like hers is so much cleaner than mine, but oh well. I went, and it's still super fresh, so if I pause, I apologize. I went in, and she, you know, it was super quiet. She didn't say anything. And then I was kind of looking at the monitor, and I didn't see anything either with Ezekiah. So technically when I went in, I would have been 9 weeks. With Ezekiah, my first ultrasound was like 8 weeks in like a few days, and you could literally see his like perfect little like profile, little nose, his mouth, his head, like you could see him straight like in the middle. And with this one, like this ultrasound, I literally saw absolutely nothing. And like she didn't say anything, like and then eventually she was like, oh, I'm kind of having trouble finding something, but she was like, it looks like here, and pointing like to the top of it, that the sac is collapsing inside, and that's obviously not good. But she's like, but it's not 100% clear, and she's like, so I want to get a new machine, like this is one of the older machines. I want to get one of the newer machines, and you know, see if I can get a clearer picture. So she went to go get a new machine, and then I called my husband, you know, and told him like, the sac is collapsing in, and she can't really see anything. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I was like scared, and I was like trying to hold it together because I was by myself, and I wanted to like, you know, hear what's going on. And so she brought in the new machine, and you know, a minute later she came in with another doctor, and she said it was another set of eyes. But as soon as I saw the doctor, I knew the news. I knew what she was going to tell me. And the doctor, you know, did the ultrasound and immediately was like, yeah, I can't see anything. This is the sac. And then she like tilted it in a certain direction. And then she kind of like showed me like, this is the baby. And it was like not even like by itself, it was already morphed into what was collapsing. So you could barely see the outline of the baby, and you could see like the nose a little bit, but nothing else. Like unless you really study it, you couldn't really see what it was. And she had said that there was no heartbeat, and what they did was, you know, they have a color test, I guess, and it kind of lights up everything that is alive and like, you know, flowing, and where the baby wasn't colored at all. So that confirmed that there was no heartbeat and the baby was gone. They measured the baby, and it had turned out that the baby, I lost the baby at 7, almost 8 weeks. So almost a week before I went in. And it's almost a week before I went in. And you know, she had told me that from the looks of it, it just looked like it wasn't a very strong egg, like the chromosomes just weren't very strong. So then she talked to me about the process. I had two choices. So since, you know, my body wasn't basically rejecting the pregnancy or pushing the pregnancy out, I had two choices. One was the procedure where things like D and C, and I think it's where they go in and they like suction it out, I think. But since, you know, the coronavirus, she said not a lot of places are really doing that right now because it's not urgent. Like there's another choice for you to do. And the next choice was taking, I forgot the name of it, but taking a pill and basically inducing the miscarriage. And I guess you could say, like, it's not really aborting, but, you know, I guess you could say it is. And so I took the first pill there in the office with her because she needs, like, you know, I guess they need to do that or something. But it gets my body ready. And then the next day, she was sent to the pharmacy, 2 pills that I had to take, 4 pills, I'm sorry. 4 pills I had to take. And that was the nasty part because I had to let it dissolve in my mouth before I could swallow it for a certain amount of time. And I had to, like, keep it in the side of my cheeks. Disgusting. As if the process wasn't worse. Wasn't bad as it is. So, you know, I did that, and that Thursday, so, it's, like, immediately, like, within an hour, it started to happen, and it was, no one talks about this. I didn't know what to expect, and people would just say it's really bad, you know, the things you see, and what it looks like, and the pain, but that, that downplays it. Just those, like, things, those phrases. It was the worst experience I've ever had in my entire life. The pain was manageable for me. The first maybe hour was the worst. But after that, it wasn't terrible where, you know, I just took it. She prescribed a high dose of ibuprofen. I took that. I had a heating pad, and that was, you know, that kept me okay. And that kept me okay, and I was able to do it. Alright, I had to change batteries because I did not know my camera was gonna die. So, you know, you bleed, obviously. It's not very pretty. And it's normal, I guess. You know, she talked me through it. It's normal to, you know, feel, I guess is the right word, blood clots coming out, and that's just terrible. I'm gonna use this. I can't find my other brush. It's irritating me. So, you know, I experienced that, like, literally you feel like gush out of you. And, luckily, like, you're wearing a pad, but, like, I would feel it, like, if I got up, or if I'm, like, switch positions in the bed, and, I could feel it immediately that I had to go, like, in the bathroom, and then change it, and then, like, as I'm just sitting on the toilet, like, cleaning up, like, you can feel stuff fall out of you. At one point it was like so messy, I was like, I'm just gonna take a shower. Like, there's no point in me like sitting here wiping myself up. I was in the shower for 20 minutes because every time I got out, stuff would just gush down my leg, and I was like gushing blood. Like, I couldn't get it to stop just to put clothes on. So that was rough. Like, it was just, the process was messy, and it was just like as if you're not going through the loss. Here's blood. On top of that, you know, you're gonna push the sac out, and there is a chance that you see the baby if you kind of know what you're looking for. And so most of the time the baby will be attached to like the cord or something. And in my case, you know, I was doing what, you know, I do, and I was staying in, I was cleaning myself and, like, you know, like getting situated, and I'm sitting there getting ready to get up, and I feel something like kind of like gush out, but not fully. like it was kind of stuck. And it's TMI. Full disclosure, I should have said this in the video. If you don't want to hear details, do not watch. But yeah, it was a baby that was hanging outside of me, and I could see it very distinctively, and it was probably the hardest part, you know, because I was left with literally like looking at this baby that I was supposed to bring into the world safe, and it was not safe. It was literally sitting in the toilet, and it's the crappy truth of it all. And you know, at that moment, you know, I don't think I accepted that I lost the baby. I think that I cried, and I thought that, okay, that's enough. Like, I'm done crying. I think, like, I thought I got it out of my system, and that I was totally wrong. Seeing that, I fell to the floor and I broke down for at least 4 hours, and it was just a horrific experience. And it was just like, no one talked about it. Like, yeah, like, oh, you can see, like, you know, Google it and it's possible, but like, you don't know really what it does to you unless you experience it yourself. And I don't know if that was like the hardest part of losing the baby. I think the hardest part is living with the what ifs, and people will tell you up and down, literally, like, the first things I get is, it's not your fault, you know, sometimes it happens, it's 1 in 4. And I know that, like, I've done research, I've looked at it, I've looked, you know, at people's stories, and I get that, but that doesn't necessarily help me go through with it. It's the what ifs, it's seeing people with theirs and realizing, okay, that's never going to be me. I lost mine and I couldn't even bring it into the world. That was hard. It's still hard. You know, this week I was technically supposed to be announcing that I was pregnant, and I'm seeing people, like, I have mom accounts everywhere, and I'm seeing people do it, and that is hard because I think, like, okay, that should have been me. And you just, you know, you don't know what it feels like, and you think that it's never going to happen to you until it really does happen to you, and it makes you question everything. And I have been super dark. You know, I was, with the pain, I was in bed basically for a week, and toward the end of the first week, I started to slowly get out of bed. I think so I'm filming on a Sunday. This past Thursday made it a week, and you know, I forced myself out of bed this week because I just needed to do something, as in, like, clean. My husband cleaned while I was in bed, but, you know, like, not the way I want it to be cleaned. And I just forced myself to go through the motions, and it didn't really make it feel better. It just gave me something else to think about. And it's still tough. Like, you know, I had wine in the counter, you know, in the kitchen, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to drink it. And I'd much rather not drink it and be pregnant and have my baby here than to drink this bottle of wine, or not bottle of wine, I didn't finish the bottle. But, you know, drink this glass of wine. And, you know, I have a lot of people around me that are pregnant, and I'm so excited, and, you know, I'm so excited, you know, for them. And sometimes I have to catch myself, because I feel like when they talk about it, I don't feel like I'm being excited, and I know I am. Like, I'm so deep, you know, like, babies are blessings year round, you know, not year round. Babies are blessings no matter the conditions. And that's my struggle of making sure I'm actually coming across how I feel. And I'm just very monotoned, and I'm very like, oh yay, I'm so excited. You know, like, I don't feel like I'm expressing that. And I think that's hard for me too, because I don't want, you know, I don't want people to, like, I don't want people to watch what they're talking about around me. I don't want people to look at me with pity and look at me with, you know, oh, I'm so sorry. And that's what I don't want. I don't want someone who hasn't seen me and be like, give me a hug and be like, I'm so sorry, you know, you can try again. Don't talk to me like that. Like, just don't talk to me about it at all. That's all I want. And we are going to try again, without a doubt, 100%. Because I feel like if I don't try again as soon as I can, I will never try again in my life. So I have to kind of throw myself into it. I know I was made to have more kids, and I know I was made to be a mom. It's just the hard truth of going through it. Yeah, you're 1 in 4. The chance of it happening right after is really low. So, you know, we're obviously super scared, but this is what we want. It was a big blow to our family. It was a big blow to me, my husband. It was, you know, I still can't really wrap my head around it. Like, it's kind of like, did it really happen? And the crappy part is I want to try again. You know, like I said, like, if I don't try again, I'm not going to do it. So I can't, though. I can't until I stop bleeding, and it just does not stop. And it's unfair that not only do you have to lose your baby, but you also have to wait to try, and you also have to continue to bleed, which is freaking ridiculous, because you should only do one or the other. Let me bleed for a few days and get it all out, rather than going on 2 weeks of this BS. And it's just a shitty situation. So I'm kind of grateful that we are in the quarantine for that, because then I can go through that. And I just realized my vacuum's just right there. What the fuck? Kind of go through that in my home and not be around people, as mean as that sounds. But it's still fresh. I feel like it's gonna be fresh. And like I said, like, I just don't want people to not talk about things around me, and I don't want to be babied. But I also feel like I have to watch myself, because I do think I come across ungrateful and I don't care and this and that. And that's like a whole job within itself, because I'm not okay, you know, emotionally, and I'm trying to be, you know, I'm trying to show that I'm really excited for other people, and I'm really happy for like their blessings that they're going through. But then I still turn around to think about, like, where's mine, you know. And I just don't, like, I was kind of going through it, and I was looking at things, and I do have people around me that's been through it, and I've heard their words, but there's still not enough things around there. Like, I didn't know all the things that I would go through. I didn't know that, like, a few days ago I was editing a video, and I was sitting there at my desk, and, you know, I was feeling something wet on me, and I was like, what the hell? Like, did I have a hole in my lip? Did I spill something on me? I couldn't find it, or I didn't really see much, so then I ignored it. And then the next day I was adding pictures into Ezekiah's photo album, and I'm sitting at my desk again, and I'm like, okay, you know, my shirt's wet again, and I look, and I'm producing full-on breast milk, and it's not like, I don't remember the word, not the sugary milk at first, like, you know, like, I barely press on it, and it full-on squirts, and I'm like, cool. You know, with Ezekiah, I didn't produce milk till about 16 weeks, 17 weeks pregnant, around there, at least my second trimester, and I, you know, was basically stopped being pregnant at 8 weeks. Look at this, quarantine's got me fucked up. So I had sat there and I was like, this is unfair. I don't have my baby. I'm bleeding and still slightly in pain. And I have milk and no baby. Like, that's unfair. That's ridiculous. And I looked it up, and not a lot of things, not a lot of stories are out there that happens, and my doctor didn't tell me that that's possible. I still, to this day, don't know if it's possible or why it's like that. But, you know, I'm still producing. And people, it's like, I know how to stop it, like, milk production. Like, I breastfed Ezekiah. I know how to stop it, and I've done it all already, like the home remedies to get it to stop, and it's not working. It's just, it keeps going. But But like my breasts aren't sore. It's just I'm producing milk. And like I said, you just don't know what you're going, like you don't know what you're going to go through until you go through it. And it's ridiculous that no one talks about it enough. Like I am ashamed that I'm going through it, that I lost a baby and my body couldn't do it. But that's still not going to stop me from talking about it when I'm ready. And it's just an unspoken thing. Like people say, oh, it happens, so it's normal. So then why isn't it talked about it a lot? So yeah, that's my pity story. I kind of just wanted to talk about it because I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the post that I had posted and deleted I had kept it for like a day and a half or so, just so people knew, the people who knew that I was pregnant and they knew that we were trying. I don't want to get the how's the baby doing? Why aren't you showing yet? Or, you know, I know you're trying to get pregnant. Are you pregnant yet? I don't want to hear any of that. I just don't. I don't want to hear anything regarding my child. Your child, great. You know, like that's what I want to hear. Something that doesn't involve me. And even though if I sound monotone and I'm not doing facial expressions, I'm still excited. Trust me. Believe me, please. I'm just struggling for my emotions now. The only people that I have like emotions toward are my husband and Hezekiah. Of course, that kid is keeping me afloat. But, you know, I'm blessed to have one. A lot of people don't even have any, and they lose babies, or you know, they lost one or they lost multiple. God bless their soul. I don't know how they keep going, but you know, life goes on, and that's a shitty truth. Life goes on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this eye. I'm gonna go see if I can find yellow eyeliner. I like this eye a lot better than this eye, and I went ahead and finished the eyes. I did find eyeliner. It is the Vivid Brights by NYX, and I was like, I barely had any left, I guess. So it came out a little thicker than I wanted it to. I look so pale. I need to see some sunlight more. So I went ahead and finished my eyes. And put on some foundation that was still too dark for me, and I still look really pale on the camera. I don't know why. It feels really weird to be wearing eyelashes because I haven't worn eyelashes in weeks. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about what I was dealing with, and you know, just for anyone else that's going through anything like that. But yeah, it's Easter, so I want to end this video on a happy note. The Easter one, I did visit Hezekiah yesterday and stuck with a very simple basket. The Easter one, I didn't know what to get him. He's really into wrestling and fighting, so he did get like one of those blow up air like punching bag thingies. Yeah, air punching bag. He was really interested in like the letters, like the shapes of them and like how to make them. So he got he had a workbook that will teach him how to write the letters. And he got, it's probably not even for his age range, but he did get one of those balloons that you have, like, you put the string on your wrist, or you hold it in your fist and you like punch it. He got those, and he's like obsessed. He actually is really well with it, which I'm surprised. Obviously he got some eggs with candy. He got a Toy Story towel because he needed a new one, and I think the Easter one I got him, oh, he got him Simba, baby Simba plush, because he's been super obsessed with Simba. So super simple, and he's like in love, you know, which is good because his birthday's next month, and he's probably, we're probably gonna go all out for his birthday. So good thing he doesn't have a lot of new toys, or not a lot of new things, because I have no idea what to get him for his birthday. He's a really grateful kid. Like when we went to Disneyland this last past time, he like as soon as we hit the parking lot, like he knew where we were at, and he was like telling us he loves us. Like he would tell us in the park like every like at least 3 times an hour. Yeah, he would tell us he loves us like 3 times an hour. And then like the first day, like we were going back to the hotel, and like it was nighttime obviously, and his dad was like, okay, let's go home, you know, back to our dogs, you know, back to school. And he was like grateful. He was like, okay, bye Disney. Like he was like, all right, like we're going home now. But obviously we stayed for longer, a few more days. But he's so grateful with whatever he gets. He's funny, which is good. Like he's spoiled, but I don't think he realizes he's spoiled. All right, so I just added a lip color. It is, this name is ripped off, but it's like a Huda Beauty one. It's a little glossy. Not really a huge fan of glossy. Might change it later, but this is the look. Let me go ahead and turn the ring light off so I don't look so pale. That did absolutely nothing. I'm just a pale ass bitch right now. But yeah, this is the eye look. It came out, it came out decent. I haven't worn eyelashes in at least 3 weeks, so my skill of putting them on is, I have no skill. So yeah, this is the look. The eyeliner came out, the colored eyeliner, the yellow, came out thicker than I wanted it in like the corner of my eye. I was running low on it, so I was like scraping the bottle, and I didn't realize how much got onto the little tip, and it kind of went thick. But I'm kind of actually liking it a little bit. Nowhere near as good as hers, but practice. But yeah, this is the look, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. I don't know. I'm not that pale in person though. Okay, so I hope you guys like this video. Go ahead and like it and subscribe, and I will see you guys real soon.
I don't know if I want to talk about this. I don't know if I want to talk about this. I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever. Okay. Hi, I'm Zoe and welcome to my channel. What am I doing? I don't know. Delusional. This quarantine's making me go crazy.